Well, a team of Indian Army has spotted what they think are footprints of the Yeti. Yes, indeed, this is Yeti, the mystical character which is apparently there in Himalayas, and on your screens you can see what are believed to be the footsteps of Yeti. Now, the reason why this is being believed is because of the size of the footprints, which is massive, which is 13 by 5 inches long and wide, which is why they are claiming that this is none other than Yeti. There is already something which has been tweeted out, these pictures on your screens, tweeted out by the Indian Army. The Army team who had gone there on an excursion has managed to spot this. So let me go across to Srinjoy. Srinjoy, this is massive because this has been part of folklore, if you may. And if we have a proof of this, this may just lead to a lot of scientific interest as well.
Well, this is the day of Baghdadi and the Yeti. First of all, these pictures, just as far as the Yeti is concerned, what the army says is the Yeti, the so-called Yeti. So far, only footprints have been found, which is fine. But to believe that there is such an animal called the Yeti, or whatever, a snowman called the Yeti, there has to be much more evidence. Now, all you have are footprints in the snow, and very large footprints. Now, there are good reasons why they could be very large footprints. For instance, if there is something on the ice, if there is a footprint on the ice melts, and subsequently it freezes again, by which time the footprint would be larger. So there are reasons for such things, but nevertheless, these are very interesting photographs, and surely the army will go to biologists and other experts and look at them. It has to be mentioned that in 1951, very similar footprints were found by Eric Shipton, the mountaineer. And he too had photographed them along with an ice axe, as the army has done.
And Srinjoy, was that also in roughly the same area in the Nepal region as they've been discovered this time around?
No, at that time, it was also in Nepal, but a slightly different part of Nepal. It has to be said it was done in 1951, after which Sir Edmund Hillary himself and journalist Desmond Doig, the late Desmond Doig, they tried to find the Yeti. There was an expedition in the late 60s. Again, it was not found. These people stayed at 19,000 feet above in the mountains for a long time looking for the Yeti, but it was not found. Now, these are new pictures. We will have to see what happens. The army says...
Absolutely. Do take us through, because it's mind-boggling. 32 by 15 inches long and wide footprints.
You know, Meghna, ever since Yeti footprints and these pictures were tweeted by the Twitter handle of the Indian Army, there has been a debate, so to say, on social media. There's a lot of interest that this topic is inviting on social media. And we've accessed these new pictures that Shinjo has sent, and look at the size of the footprint here. These are obviously trekking gears that the expedition team had taken along with it. Let's go to the next picture and see. They are trying to measure the footprint here. You can see a couple of Jawans from the Indian Army expedition team. Let's go to the next one here. More such pictures here. They are using one of those gears to perhaps measure the size of the footprint. There are also people on social media asking about the veracity of the claims made by the Indian Army. Many refuse to believe it, and they are saying that how is it that there is only one footprint? So now these are obviously questions which will be debated, and we'll have to wait and watch how the Indian Army, if it chooses to respond, what it says in its response, Meghna.
Well, of course, we're going to be tracking the developments very closely and see if there are any more pictures coming up. But just to be very clear, 32 inches is roughly this big. So who really has a footprint that big? Well, hopefully the scientists can find out. We cannot vouch for its veracity.
किंतु जो चित्र सामना को आसी जो फोटो सामना को आसुची केउठना केउठे एक कथा मध्य स्पष्ट होउची आसंतु देखि नबा एही स्पेशल रिपोर्ट
हिमालय रे हिममानव बा येतीर पादचिन्ह भारतीय सेना पक्षरु हिमालय रे हिममानव थिबार किछि फोटोचित्र जारी करा जायछि बरफ रे हिममानव रहुथिबार चर्चा दशंधि धरी चली आसुछि किंतु एबे जो चित्र सामना को आसी ताकू नै चर्चा बढ़ी हिमालय रे थिबा गुंफा रे आज भी हिममानव रहुछंती बोली कुहा जाउथिले भी एपर्यंत एमानकु नै किछि स्पष्ट चित्र सामना को आसी पारि नाही किंतु एबे प्रथम थर पई भारतीय सेना पक्षरु हिममानव बा येतीर उपस्थिति नै दाबी करा जायछि पूर्व नेपाल अंतर्गत हिमालयर मकालु बेस कैंप निकटरे एही विशालकाय रहस्यमय पादचिन्ह देखिबाकु मिलिथिबा सेना पक्षरु ट्विटर रे उल्लेख करा जायछि एही फोटो गुड़िक एप्रिल 9 तारिखर होइथिबा बेले एहाकु एप्रिल 29 रे ट्वीट करा जायछि एहार आकार तथा लंब 32 इंच और ओसार 15 इंच रहिछि अतीतरे मकालु बैरन नेशनल पार्क निकटरे एही हिममानव देखिबाकु मिलिथिला ट्विटर रे भारतीय सेना पक्षरु किछि फोटो शेयर करा जिबा परे अनेक प्रश्न मध्ये उठिछि येतीर उपस्थिति को नै यूजर्स प्रश्न उठाइछन्ति फोटो रे बरफ उपरे बड़ बड़ पाद चिन्ह देखिबाकु मिलिछि एहा हिममानव बा येतीर पाद चिन्ह बोली कहा जाउछि हिममानव बा येती हिमालय रे रहुतिबा सबुठु विरल प्राणी अटे विशेष करी नेपाल तिब्बत रो हिमालय क्षेत्र मध्य एशिया और साइबेरिया रे येती देखिबाकु मिले बोली कहा जाय तेबे वैज्ञानिक माने एहाकु एक काल्पनिक जीव भाबे वर्णना करिसंती ब्यूरो रिपोर्ट कनक न्यूज
Mountaineers from the Indian Army on an expedition in Nepal have found mysterious large footprints in the snow that they think belong to the prompting many, including Sir Edmund Hillary, to go looking for the creature. Lauren Anthony reports.
These suspiciously large footprints have got Indian mountaineers convinced. They believe they have discovered the legendary beast from the east, or in other words, a Yeti. Though commonly held as a myth, the abominable snowman said to live high in the snow-capped Himalayas is part of Nepali folklore. On an expedition in Nepal, the Indian Army spotted what appeared to be huge paw prints, measuring 32 by 15 inches each, close to a camp near Mount Makalu. Makalu is placed on the border between Nepal and China. It's among the highest mountains in the world and stands near the Makalu-Barun Valley. It's also a remote wilderness that has been surveyed in the past by researchers hunting for the Yeti. Tales of a large, wild, hairy beast roaming the Himalayas have captured the attention of climbers since the 1920s, but scientists are yet to find any concrete evidence of the creature's existence so far. Researchers thought they had discovered proof in 2017, having found what they believed to be Yeti samples collected from across the Himalayan region.
And the Indian Army on Monday claimed to have sighted footprints of Yeti, a mystical creature that many over the decades claim to have seen but not been able to show proof of. Now, sharing images on their official Twitter handle, the Indian Army said that the mountaineering expedition team found the Yeti's mysterious footprints measuring 32 by 15 inches, and the Army said it discovered the footprints of the mystical beasts.
बचपन में आपने किताबों में हिम मानव के बारे में जरूर पढ़ा होगा, लेकिन सवाल यह है कि क्या वास्तव में ऐसा कोई हिम मानव हिमालय पर रहता है? इस बारे में हमेशा ही तरह तरह के अनुमान लगाए जाते रहे। खास बात यह है कि अब भारतीय सेना ने भी इसकी मौजूदगी के संकेत दिए। भारतीय सेना ने पहली बार हिम मानव येती की मौजूदगी को लेकर कुछ सबूत पेश किए। भारतीय सेना ने ट्विटर पर कुछ तस्वीरें पेश की हैं जिसमें बर्फ पर पैरों के बड़े निशान नजर आ रहे हैं। ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि ये निशान हिम मानव येती के हो सकते हैं। भारतीय सेना की तरफ से किए गए ट्वीट में कहा गया है कि पहली बार भारतीय सेना की एक पर्वतारोही टीम ने मकालू बेस कैंप के करीब 32 इंच लंबे और 15 इंच चौड़े रहस्यमयी हिम मानव येती के पैरों के निशान देखे हैं। ये मायावी स्नोमैन इससे पहले केवल मकालू बरून नेशनल पार्क में देखा गया है। एक छोटा सा ब्रेक, फौरन लौटते हैं।
First Indian Army mountaineering expedition to Mount Makalu, which is at 8,485 meters, consisting of 18 members, was flagged off from Delhi on 27 March 2019. The team began their journey towards the Makalu base camp on 2nd April 2019. While acclimatizing at Langmali Kharka on 9th April 2019, the team sighted a series of huge mysterious footprints measuring 32 inches by 15 inches. The footprints are speculated to be belonging to the elusive snowman Yeti. The mountain peak, Mount Makalu, got its name from the Sanskrit word Mahakala, which means big black, and is a by name of Lord Shiva. Shiva is sometimes an evil, cruel destroyer, but at other times, he tends to be gentle and kind-hearted. The mountain has another name in the local dialect, Kumbhkaran, which means the giant. Makalu has proven to be a challenging climb, as only 5 of its initial 16 attempts were successful. Prior to its first ascent in 1955, it was admired and studied by several Everest expeditions, but like other giants in the Khumbu region, it was not attempted until the summit of the Everest was first climbed in 1953. In 1955, armed with modified and tested equipment, the French team climbed Makalu from the north face and northeast ridge. Via the saddle between Makalu and Kangjungste, the Makalu La, establishing what is now considered to be the standard route. It is in commemoration of previous superlative expedition feat that the gallant soldiers of Indian Army are embarking towards their first expedition to Mount Makalu. The team will climb the 5th highest mountain in the world, which is being led by Major Manoj Joshi and comprises of 4 officers, 2 JCOs and 11 other ranks. As a precursor to it, an expedition to Mount Kamet, which is at a height of 7,756 meters, Joshimath district, Shamoli, Uttarakhand, was conducted under the aegis of Army Adventure Wing in August-September 2018, followed by winter training in the Sundardunga Glacier. Kumar Himalayas during November-December 2018, where the team made the first recorded winter ascent on Mount Manoti, which is 5,645 meters high. First Indian Army mountaineering expedition to Mount Makalu, which is at 8,485 meters, consisting of 18 members, was flagged off from Delhi on 27 March 2019. The team began their journey towards the Makalu base camp on 2nd April 2019. While acclimatizing at Langmali Kharka on 9th April 2019, the team sighted a series of huge mysterious footprints measuring 32 inches by 15 inches. The footprints are speculated to be belonging to the elusive snowman Yeti. The team has collected sufficient videos and photographic evidence. Makalu Barron National Park has been the traditional site wherein such footprints have been sighted in past. However, footprints in such large numbers have been sighted for the first time by the Indian Army expedition team. Team is presently at Makalu Base Camp and likely to attempt the Makalu Summit in the second week of May 2019 and is expected to de-induct to India by last week of May 2019 or the first week of June 2019. Evidences have been photographed and will be handed over to subject matter experts on return of the
Merry Christmas, everybody. I'd like to share some Christmas cheer with you directly from my capital here in Yetistan and let you guys know about a different version of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, which is traditional here in Yetistan, but you may have never heard of it. And it not only tells the story of how Santa met Anonymous Yeti, but it also explains how Santa knows who's naughty and who's nice. So here we go. It's the Yetistan version of 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the ice cave, not a creature was whimpering, not even a cold slave. The traitors were hung by the furnace with care, to be made into jerky or just burned up right there. Yeti Tot was all snuggling comfy in his nest. Had a day of stampeding yaks, the tyke needed some rest. I had dismissed all my regents, with whom I collude, and had just settled down for a glowering brood. When on the Yeti alert there arose such a clatter, I stormed to the view screen to see what was the matter. Then, off to the cave's entrance like a lightning I flew. If it was a door-to-door salesman, I would tear him in two. The moon on the crust of the high alpine snow showed the intruders traversing the valley below, when what to my glowering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tasty reindeer. An old lardo in red was there leading their crew, so I decided to sneak up and rip him in two. But more rapid than eagles they flew for my dread, and the scarlet-clad lard-ass called cheers as he fled. No Dasher, no Dancer, no Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen, to the top of the ridge in the valley below, we shall outrun this Yeti, he's sluggish and slow. As dry snow that before the grim avalanche slides, though his sleigh team was tiny and his ass a mile wide, yet up to the ridge top the sleigh shot like a bolt, and he chuckled and farted, spat phlegm from his throat. Give it up, Yeti, he laughed as they rose, and gave a one-finger salute and unplugged his nose. But when over the ridge crest the sleigh at last passed, he yelled, "You'll never catch me, so kiss my fat ass." When I trudged to the ridge line of reindeer track snow, the kingdom of Yetistan shone arrayed far below, and atop one of those frosty, faraway roofs were the 8 tiny reindeer just cooling their hoofs. The sleigh was unoccupied, and also the sack that the sassy-mouthed lardo had sitting in back was gone, like the sled's driver with red clothes and beard. To just park on a roof seemed a little bit weird. But what to my sharp and well-trained Yeti ears, just at that exact moment, did I happen to hear? Coming up from the snow-covered cottage below was the voice of Red Lardo, who yelled, "Ho, ho, ho!" Then he popped up the chimney and raced for his sleigh, intent on enacting a fast getaway. But all of the jolliness drained from the bloke when the Yeti security team then uncloaked. They seized all the reindeer and grabbed onto the sleigh and snagged a Red Lardo as he was running away. But I sent out commands to just hold them below. How his sleigh flew so fast is what I wanted to know. So St. Nick and I had a meeting that eve, and I allowed Santa and all of his reindeer to leave. When he told me the secrets of shielding his land, The same tech we now use to hide Yetistan. Now here is a secret revealed to you. Just ask any elf and they'll tell you it's true. Say Nick isn't watching if you're naughty or nice. When he wants to know that, he asks the Yeti's advice. Merry Christmas and don't forget, we are watching everything you're doing.
The idea is to share so that the issue can be addressed in a scientific way.